Hello, and welcome to Ghost Files Live.
Please silence or turn off your cell phones. Recording any portion of the screening is strictly prohibited, so please don't do it. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Oh, this is a very serious episode. So what has happened this past year? You know, a lot has transpired over here at Watertown. It's been a fun year, busy year.
If I were to mirror the typical CEO, it would be borderline sociopathic. Like, I don't know how people do this job.
The past few years, it's like you start out a year and I don't ever know what it's gonna hold. Every year just has so many little surprises up its sleeve.
So to start off, we brought in the year with the debut of our new show, Mystery Files. And let me tell you, quite the undertaking.
I'm leaning in repetition. I even gave that one a little more sauce.
Instead
of in the end, he'll have to decide. Should we do in the end, he and you to the audience?
Can you just say, okay.
He and you?
No.
He and you will have to decide.
Leave him alone.
We brought in the dream team for this one. Billy Jet and company did their thing. They built us an incredible 80s inspired set. Love Billy Jet. I could listen to that dude talk all day.
How'd you think of this, man?
That's what I do.
But he's a very confident man, and I need that because I'm an anxious person. He makes me feel at ease, like the job's being taken care of.
Composition.
Composition?
Yeah. You see what I mean? I mean, we're already in somebody's basement right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that chair, it's like, that's your grandmother's chair, you know what I mean?
Then we brought in Juice with the cinema lenses and everything.
Essentially, the idea was to light for the world so that the cameras could just search for the angles. We're running with 4 cameras, so it was kind of tough to find like the little angles, but I think lighting for the world allows you that movement to move around.
The biggest props go to Annie and Brittney for helming the ship and killing this one from start to finish. They really went above and beyond and did a million different jobs, wore a lot of hats, and I mean, I love the way it came out. Hope you guys did too.
This is like literally how I saw this in my head when I was talking about the projector and the chair setup. How like the samples I had, this is exactly how I saw it, and it's here somehow.
What else? Oh, ever since, I won't name who, tipped over our Ghost Files bunker.
Okay, we should turn it on. Oh my god, that's my nightmare.
There's been an apparent leak in the ghoul bunker as a ghost has been wandering our old office halls.
If the Watcher Ghost is here with us, turn on the mag light.
Go!
I think they went away.
Come on, yeah, once the cameras are out.
There's no such thing as a watcher ghost. No, what do you mean who saw it wandering the halls?
I had a couple late nights where things were a little weird.
Yeah, Ryan's nuts.
Then things were feeling pretty stable back at the home base, but then it was time to hit the road again to get out there and catch some ghosts for Ghost Files.
So, February 2023, we go to Montana. We're shooting some videos for the lovely state of Montana. They were branded videos. We shot a branded episode of Weird Wonderful World, which was really a jam-packed episode. It was very, very cold. I think it was like negative. Icicles were forming on my mustache.
We're in Butte, Montana. We have just shot Weird Wonderful World, and we're now going to shoot the second piece of content that we were scheduled to shoot for Ghost Files. And it's snowing, it's crazy out there. We're in this hotel. My stomach was just killing me. And I thought maybe I ate something, and I was kind of just like thinking it was that, but really it was just my stomach was really killing me.
Oh my gosh, we were getting ready to see Ant-Man. We were all getting ready to go see Ant-Man because for those of you who haven't seen it, Quantumania specifically, because Ryan has like a 2-minute scene in that film, and he had not seen it yet. And we were all like, let's just go together. That'll be fun.
Then I started like Googling like what's the symptoms I had, like the stomach issues. And one of the possibilities was COVID. And I was like, huh, no, it's not COVID. I've had COVID before. It didn't feel like this. And then the wheel started turning, as an anxious brain does. And I started to think that the least I could do is just to mark it off. I could go walk over to the Walgreens, which was across the street from the hotel we were at, and get a COVID test. And so I did.
My phone starts ringing and I see it's Ryan and I pick it up. He's like, first of all, I just want to apologize. So I just tested positive for COVID.
And I kind of just stared at it for a long time and really just thought about how bad this was in terms of just, we have an entire crew down here in Montana. We're gonna have to fly back, not shoot this episode, then fly everybody back out and do everything again, and how much money that was gonna cost. And I did this thing where I kind of like looked away from it, thinking like maybe if I look back, it'll be negative. And no, I had COVID.
So I was like, oh God, okay. You took a test? He's like, yes, I took a test. And I was like, you're gonna take another one. And I went around the little COVID ferry and gave everybody a test outside their door. Everybody tested. Ryan tested positive again.
Well, fuck.
Everybody else was negative. I was like, Carter, come on over to my room, my guy. We are going to rebook a bunch of flights. Let's go.
I will say, and this is not in any way a commentary on Mark's care of me or worry about me, but Mark, when he found out the news, he told me like, I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm really sorry you have COVID. I'm pretty glad we don't have to go shoot in that prison tonight. Because it was legitimately negative, I think 11 or 12 degrees without wind chill. It would have been miserable. And so in a way, it's kind of like I fell on the sword. Like, I just took one for the team. I saw a grenade come into our trench and I hopped on top of it and said, don't worry guys, I'll explode. You can just remember me by all the pieces of me that are everywhere now. A little dramatic, but that's basically what it was like.
When we were trying to escape Montana, which is, a lovely state, we weren't trying to escape. We were just trying to get back home because we couldn't shoot. So everyone was like, all right, let's get out of here. We boarded a plane, then we had to deplane. That was there, right?
Okay.
Oh no.
We're never gonna leave Montana.
Yeah.
Then they thought we might not be able to leave till the next day.
Yeah, so sorry about that. We'll just have to rebook you guys and we can give you hotel vouchers. So yeah, I'm sorry.
But eventually they said, no, you can get on a flight this evening. Yeah, no, look, it's COVID's, it's a wily thing. We all try our best. And we all love the burgoose. And he had punishment enough. He had to sit in a hotel room for a week or so after we left.
Well, trapped in this hotel, the rest of the crew flew back to LA. I'm trapped in Montana in a Holiday Inn. And I'm gonna just kind of have to figure out a way to feed myself. Got these little things right here. I actually have an emergency. I'm gonna pop that in. Just having a great time. This is so much fun. I love it. Okay, hello, truck. Good to see you. What's freedom like? I had no doubt that we'd be able to reshoot the episode because we have an excellent crew. But my main concern was more just the monetary aspect of it. Like, this was going to be an enormous financial hit. Oh, Steven was not pleased.
I was actually one of the later people to find out. Okay, this is gonna reveal what I really thought, because I texted Tammy, Ryan has COVID during a shoot, FML.
I think he knew that I knew what it meant, so we just kind of were like, well, that's that, and we weathered the storm. But once again, it was colder than shit that night.
But no, I just remember thinking, wow, he got COVID. This thing's not over yet. And all of the runway that we had built and the goodwill that we had built in our company was just like slashed with just like one trip. You either, die a slow death or you grow and adapt. So there's really no choice. We just gotta do the thing to stay alive.
No, it was kind of bizarre because we go through all that, and then shortly thereafter we find out that we're nominated for a Webby, which is interesting. That was cool. It's nice to be recognized, and at the very least, it's nice for the team here at Watcher to know that we're doing something of value here, and that the show is, has a certain level of quality. Now, of course, we didn't win that award. We won the People's Award. We didn't win the one voted on by their panel. I'm not bitter at all. Who did we lose to? We lost to, did we lose to LeBron? That's fine with me. I'll lose to LeBron. That's fine.
Thank you for the Webby.
When Simone asked us for what we wanted to say on socials, I said something really stupid like, I hope I can win so that I can introduce myself as award-winning Lizzie Lockard and stick it to all my bullies, which were few and far between because I'm freaking cool, man. That's a joke. I had a lot.
Sometimes you're looking at numbers on YouTube and you kind of lose sense of the fact that each one of those views is a person who has taken the time out of their day to watch what we've made, and to be able to put some faces to that is pretty cool. So we had been to VidCon the year prior, but we weren't able to procure enough passes for the entire team. But being able to take the entire team this year was really cool. It's cool to be around the people that actually watch your shows.
Our staff is here with us today. I don't know where they are.
What was it like seeing and hearing the live reaction of people responding to your edits and everything?
It's great, and people love the professor, so I'm happy to make him shine.
I, as always, and for the first time, am your beloved host, the Professor!
Puppet History Season 6 was the first time that we had the big professor for the full season. We just couldn't use the little guy anymore because he's so small that my hand is sort of like that inside of him, and the resultant pain of shooting with him sort of would spread up my whole arm. It was I think, destroying my body in ways that weren't good. So we had to make a bigger puppet eventually. Puppet History's a good show. Proud of it. Glad it's been around.
Is it on? Are we rolling? Oh, okay, cool. Hey, I'm the Professor, both an educator and alumni of Puppet University. Congratulations, you made it into Puppet University, and trust me, the faculty is happy you're here. Without you, they'd still be trying to survive off of jelly bean payments alone. Anyway, I know you're just itching to start. But wait! Before you make your way to class for your first day, let me tell you what you'll need, student to student. For the history of physical education, you'll want your reinforced hatchet, your bear mace, and you'll want a Puppet University crew neck sweatshirt. This is a premium heavyweight sweatshirt, 100% cotton fleece, and pre-shrunk. Feels great, looks great, and it's perfect to wear when tackling your assignments. Literally. For the history of biology, you'll need your hazmat suit, an antidote kit, and a scalpel. I also recommend purchasing a university tee to wear under your suit, like this. It's got that rad streetwear fit that we kids love, and it's heavyweight for that extra layer of protection during class, which you will want. And last, for the history of history, honestly, all you'll need is a notebook, pencil, and your anti-nausea medicine. Of course, I would also recommend grabbing an extra crew neck for the classroom. It gets sub-zero in there sometimes. Grab it in a different color, why not? Heather gray or forest green. Go crazy! I feel crazy! All student supplies except hatchets, bear mace, hazmat suits, antidote kits, scalpels, anti-nausea medicine, notebooks, and pencils can be found at watcherstuff.com. We can't wait to see what your journey looks like at Puppet University, and we sincerely hope you make it to the end. You think they're just gonna buy the sweatshirts and drop out?
I don't know.
I hope so. Oh, that tickles.
I'm in an interesting part of my life right now where when I made Unsolved, I was like 25 years old, and I was very much like a kid. Much like everyone, there's a lot of people here who are that age. And it's weird because they're the age I was when I started getting into all of this. And and now we're making something like Ghost Files, and they're all a part of that, but I'm also a part of that, and now I'm 32 years old. So it's just, I'm now the old head here. I'm not the oldest head though. That is a moniker reserved for Mr. Shane Madej, who's, I think he's 50.
I'm old. Like the first job I worked out of college was at a company where I was like 22 and everybody else there was like 45 plus. And I remember being like, this is weird. But now we're getting, I guess I'm the oldest at 37 here. And then there's people here, I don't even, do they have, Brendon, do you remember when the towers fell?
It's weird. It's a strange space to be in. We try our best to make sure that it feels inclusive and inviting for everybody.
So one fun thing that we do at Watcher, which I did not brief you about, is we play Two Truths and a Lie. But it's more like Mafia, Two Truths and a Lie. Don't take it personally if people seem to be attacking you in any way or your character.
Hardcore values.
This is the game. This is the game.
I think everybody here has a youthful quality to them in the sense that we're all excited about what we're creating. And that synergy kind of, I think, transcends age a little bit in that sense. But that's not to say that there are certain things that folks in the office talk about and I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
I'm a big fan of when Ryan scared little meow meow energy meets Shane Skeptic Riz. Was that English?
I don't know. It's LA. I think all us little weirdos moved out to LA because we're like, we want to keep doing weird stuff. So that's what this city's good for. We're all little freaks in this town. So this is a nice company for us little freaks.
Oh gosh, I love those comments. Where's Steven? Where's Steven?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of comments out there of like, well, where's Steven? Why is he not on the channel as much? And I tell you where he's been keeping us alive.
When we started the company, Ryan, Steven, and I were all like, we'll all be CEOs. And then I think we hung on to that for a while before realizing that Ryan and I had absolutely no interest or knack for the thing. So Steven is now the CEO, thank God, because that's how it's always been. And we're not. So, he's a lot busier than we are.
What has been the most difficult part of being CEO and the leader of Watcher?
Oh, man, we did have to let go of a few people. That was very hard. I feel like I let those people down, but I know also that it was the right decision for the company and for them as well. But you can't help but feel the responsibility for those situations shaping out the way that they did.
Yeah, there are downs that you have to weather as a company, and as co-founders of this company as well, and they're very stressful. I'm very thankful for Steven, and anybody who were to think that this company either doesn't need him or is moving on without him because he's not in videos, it's like quite the opposite. We're succeeding because of him. Shane and I, we have the easier job. We get in front of camera and do our little waka waka routine.
Man, put this anywhere. Hang something on a hook. Watch something fall off a hook.
It's not on it's a knife block that's on the counter.
Yeah.
And have fun, and that's great because that's if that's like the extent of our job, even though it can be tiring sometimes, is to basically have fun with your friend. That's a small price to pay, but like having to constantly think about the business like Steven is and run a company. He's the person who's running this company. I don't envy him.
The other part of my job as CEO of a startup is I get to do all the stuff that we don't have somebody doing yet. So for example, when we first started the company, we had like 3 founders, a production coordinator, and an editor.
In the very beginning, when we started, it was just like the 5 of us, the 6 of us. And it was pretty easy to just kind of keep up with each other, and we see each other all the time. We're working with each other all the time on every little thing of the company.
So what did I had to reach out to places, I had to edit, I had to produce, I had to do all these things. And then slowly, one by one, we add more people. We add a directing team and a production team. Then we hire a salesperson. Okay, then I'm doing the brand deals. And then we hire a branded coordinator or a producer.
And then when we started hiring more people and building more systems, building more departments, it became really hard to grasp who's doing what and how that work affects other departments. Basically, if it was just one moving part, now there's so many different puzzle pieces to put together in order to make it work while making everybody happy. So yeah, it was really frustrating trying to figure that part out. All right, think about it one more time. So no sliver, stacked with line.
Stacked for sure. I like
Yes.
sliver.
Stand your
I
ground.
disagree, but it's not my call.
Wait,
What do you think, Steven?
I think we should use bigger sliver. But
Bigger sliver.
Bigger sliver.
You just
Anyway.
mocked up the
Sliver
merch,
lip.
Steven.
Oh wait, I never saw your
Why
merch.
why do you like the
That's
other
no
one?
sliver.
with no sliver.
The sliver is how much of the
Oh,
yeah, like
Wait, okay, yeah.
Thank
go back and
you.
watch this.
I don't even know anymore everything that we do. And that is crazy to me.
And it's a lot, you know? It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, my backup plan, and this was already in motion, has been Ryan and Shane. They don't do any of the managing, they do some of the day-to-day, but a lot of it falls on me, that decision making, and they've taken on a lot more actually recently. And it's been really nice to be able to lean on them more.
If it comes to a crossroads where it's either all hands on deck or we die, obviously you don't have to think much about it. When you're getting chased by a boulder, you don't have to think about, how do I feel about this? You just run away. So it felt like we were being kind of chased by a giant boulder. And with that, there wasn't a lot of I need you to come on board more. We just started calling each other, and Shane as well, of just kind of huddling together, how are we gonna get through these tougher times? There were times where we didn't know if we were gonna have another office. We got really lucky that we got this office. I mean, it was a process to search for this place.
I suppose that's true, but it would be nice to move sooner rather than. I guess. I mean, maybe that.
If we don't get this space, I will tell you that I will have no more hair.
Because that was a real nail biter. Our lease was running up. I really didn't want to stay in our old office. I mean, together we toured, I think, almost a dozen spaces, if not more. Some of them were really depressing. And I just didn't want a place that was super divided. There was an era at BuzzFeed where we were all in a big sort of old studio that was one giant room, and the vibes were great. Everyone, I think, looked back on those days as that was when things were really fun. And then we moved to this place where everyone was divvied up onto different floors, and you didn't see everyone all the time, and it felt weird, and it got cliquey, and I didn't want that to happen.
Little room with kitchen. Option 2 is putting everything in the big room, including the workers for the most part, and everybody just kind of lives there. And then having the kitchen be more of a dedicated lunch, reception, hangout, group space to work out of.
I think option 2 is the move.
Big same.
I like light, We've got big windows here that we can cover for soundproofing, more or less. There's a big open space. We've got room to shoot and there's room to work. It's a miracle that we got this place. So yeah, I'm happy.
And it's a gamble. Every place you move to that's an upgrade is a gamble because you're hoping that the business could sustain the growth that you're buying for. And then there's also the realities of where the media landscape is right now. Ad dollars are down, people are struggling, and models are just constantly changing. So we have to kind of adapt to that environment real time.
There was a point at our company where it felt like I had to not share specific information with our employees because I didn't want to freak them out. Again, we had to figure out, how do we make this a business that works and functions and is sustainable? And yeah, I was scared people would leave. I was scared people would not want to work here, or they would gossip or whatever. And so I held it in. But it's almost like a relationship too, If you're dating somebody and you're trying to protect them by not sharing information that they should know, it can create even more distrust. And so I kind of just came to the realization that it's not my job to protect how they feel about Watcher, but it is my job to give them all the facts so that they can make a better evaluation of how to feel about their job. And yeah, you know, since we had that meeting, the fears of people leaving, well, I mean, nobody left from then to now actually, so it's been great. I think everybody is entitled to know what's going on around them and to make the best decision for themselves.
He's constantly, and I mean constantly, thinking about how to better the company and how to make it more sustainable and a better experience for every person that works here. To sometimes to the point where I do worry about his mental health. You know, we're like texting each other on like a weekend at 11 p.m. or like, or midnight. You know, like it's just, you have something on your head, you have to get it out and then talk it out. And luckily, you know, him and I have that kind of dialogue, but he's the one who's constantly thinking about it, and not just thinking about it, like putting plans into action and checking in with all of our employees, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they have what they need. We wouldn't be here. That's just the truth. We would not be here. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for him. I have no respect for Shane or myself. And that's fine. And that's why we get along so well. We try our best too. But Steven in particular.
This thing runs because we're all 100% committed to making it happen. The level of trust we've had to build over the years with each other has been immense. But because of it, and because we've done things slowly and the right way and with a foundation, we're in a much better place for it. Yeah, I love Ryan, I love Shane. They are my partners for life on this journey. They say that when you start a company with people, it's like getting married. And yeah, it's been an incredible marriage and no divorce is in sight, I'll say that.
Hello, and welcome to Ghost Files Live.
Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej.
Also, one of the great joys we've had this past year is going on the Ghost Files tour. I love doing live things. I love doing live shows and feeding off the energy of you guys.
Think hard about it. What comes to mind when you look at this face?
I didn't hear a word, I just heard ghoul.
It can get a little bit, you know, insular in terms of like an experience of just looking at a camera. And, you know, granted there's the crew here, but we very much create these things almost sometimes it feels like in a vacuum. And hope, you know, kind of just like put it out there and hope that you guys like it and enjoy it. And that's a very vulnerable process. But on stage, you know, on Ghost Files Live, being able to see you guys, that's much more of an exchange of energy, like a communal experience.
Say your name. Please stand up so you can be perceived. It's showtime, motherfucker.
And it's very different than just shooting the show or making content, and I love it. It's a lot of fun, very tiring. You don't have a lot of time to rest, but it's all worth it because you really do get to take in some perspective, and that's something as I've gotten older I've very much enjoyed or appreciated a little bit more, is the little doses of perspective you get in life. And the perspective I get on the Ghost Files tours is there are people that enjoy the stuff that we make, where it helps them even in the smallest way, even if it makes a day better for them.
I just wanted real quick to say that I'm here with my wife who introduced me to you guys for our 1-year wedding anniversary. So,
Oh, wow. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's amazing.
But my question was...
And to know that that's something that myself and everybody here helped create, that's really cool. And you don't get that perspective by just reading YouTube comments or looking at views. To have that opportunity to go to all these cities and see all of you folks, it's really cool. And I'm just thankful for you guys for you know, allowing us to make things for you.
we were at BuzzFeed, we were making stuff, and we wanted to make a company so we could have ownership and kind of like make our own stuff. And that was the impulse behind it. And then as we started to assemble this incredible team of people, it occurred to me like, wow, more than half of the fun of this is just all the wonderful people we've hired and get to see on a daily basis, because everyone here is so funny and talented and smart and kind. And that's almost, it's sort of in tandem with just being able to make stuff, because also we could not make what we do without everybody here working it as hard as they do. And we also, that sort of extends to the audience.
It's fun to see how weird they all are. We're weird people. That's right. And it's fun to go all around the country and see all our weird fans and show them a new episode.
You're clear?
Clear.
All right, you're good. Well, I'll send you the paperwork.
I'll fill it out, submit it in a timely fashion.
Great.
Perfect.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks so much.
Nice and quick. Much more rigorous process to become a Bergara, I'll tell you what. You don't do it just like that.
I guess it makes sense that like people in this world who are weird and cool would want to work at this place, but also be attracted to the content because it reflects something inside them that is, you know, true and genuine. So yeah, we nailed it. You know, we did exactly what we set out to, and that's why we're shutting the company down. We've done it. So great work, everyone, and thanks. This has been fun. I'm just kidding. I am just kidding.
Yeah, is Steven back?
Steven back? I don't know, man. We'll see if I'm back or not. But we do have some exciting food content coming down the pipeline. And I haven't felt this kind of creative joy in a long time. So stay tuned. Coming soon. That's all I can say about it, or Simone will kill me.
I think the company, and I mean this in a complimentary way, because I do think there's value in this. I think so far we've done a really good job of surviving. That can be seen in a negative light, but it could also be seen in a positive light. I think we've weathered a whole lot as a company and accomplished a lot as a company to succeed despite that. That being said, I think because we've done that so much and we have built that resiliency and we have put in systems for greater sustainability, I think more now than ever in any point of this company, we are poised to really start to capitalize on all of that and actually not just survive, but thrive. And you know, I might be wrong. We are about to take some big swings, and I'm confident in everybody here that they're gonna land.
On the moon, you know?
They look so cool.
Thank you guys all for coming. It was a long tour, so thank you guys for supporting and all that, especially Amari. And then thank you to everybody on Watcher for making this all happen. You guys made an amazing season. And